Hi everyone, I hope you are doing good. Today I thought that we would just sit down and talk about music, specifically my record collection. Just some quick beginning questions I'd like to answer. Number one, when did I start collecting? I started my collection in 2021. That's when I got my record player and 4 records for Christmas. That was like the main thing that I asked for that Christmas. So coming up about 4 years now, which is that's pretty crazy. Number two, what does my setup look like? I currently use the Angel Horn turntable. I've had a really good experience using it. It has Bluetooth in it as well, and it comes with the speakers that you are seeing. So it's really nice, really convenient. I didn't have to go out and buy my own speakers, which is really nice. I know Audio Technicas are also a really good starter turntable as well, so I'd also recommend that. But this is just what I've been using. I keep just all my records in a little crate that I thrifted. You can get these crates at almost every single Goodwill. I feel like every single time I've been to a Goodwill, I've seen a crate like this or something like this, so you don't need to pay a crazy amount for a bin. I also used to have a little desk thing specifically for vinyl. It was like a cube that I got specifically on Amazon, but that broke recently. Number 3, do I use Discogs? No. No hate to people who do. It's the same problem I have with like Goodreads and like Letterboxd. I feel like it's a little, there's too much going on. Do I variant collect? No, I do not. Do I search for specific pressings? Also no. I couldn't care less if my record is a colored pressing versus a black, because at the end of the day, I just like collecting music that I like to listen to. And it's just, again, if it's a cool pressing, you know, that's like bonus points. But if it's a black pressing, I honestly, like, it is what it is, you know, that's not the reason why me specifically I collect. It's just a little added bonus, you know. How many records do I own? Jeez, I think I might be in the 40s now, if not maybe high 30s. I'll count and put it up here, but between, I'd say 30 and 45-ish. I think I said everything that I wanted to say, so without further ado, we're just gonna sit, get cozy. I hope you guys don't mind the lighting because screw the big light. I have my big ol' water. We're just gonna get through and do this. I have organized my records into like very vague genre categories, just I guess for me personally to keep me organized. We're gonna start off with my pop/indie collection. So let's start off strong with talking about my Billie Eilish collection. I absolutely adore Billie Eilish. I really believe that she was the first artist that I truly got into. I remember in like 2017, 2018, me hearing My Boy and Ocean Eyes for the very first time. I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. My mind was changed. Despite, you know, my music taste changing throughout the years, Billie has still been one of my favorites. I got to see her for her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour. First time ever seeing her live, because the first time I was seeing her for her When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go tour, COVID happened, and then the next tour she went on, I was busy with the dance competition, so I couldn't go. So that was truthfully a life-changing experience. I got really good seats because it was a birthday gift, literally like row 10 seats. So like as close as you could probably be without being in the pit. We have Don't Smile at Me, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, on this kind of yellow pressing. Xanny will probably forever be one of my favorite songs of all time. I absolutely adore Xanny. We next have Happier Than Ever. on the Target light blue pressing. This was one of my first ever records that I got. So yeah, that Christmas 2021, this was one of the records that I had. Then last but not least, her most recent album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? On this, I think this was a recycled print, but it's just blue and really hard to see, especially since my lighting isn't the greatest, but there's little streaks of blue in there as well. Super pretty pressing. We next have the Slow Rush by Tame Impala. Love Tame Impala. I mean, who doesn't? I feel like this is kind of a random pick from his discography to have. It's great. I love it. I still haven't listened to his most recent album that came out this summer, I think. It's on my list. Bro, I have so many albums that I just have saved in my Spotify library, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it one day. It's like over 200 albums. It's like, bitch, when are you gonna listen to that? We have the 1-year anniversary pressing of The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chapel Roan on this super pretty coral pressing. I don't want to sound annoying, but I saw her open for Olivia Rodrigo Guts tour basically like 2 months before she became a mega pop star. And me and my friends were probably the only people in our entire section who were doing the Hot to Go dance. No, Chapel Roan is truthfully like such a guilty pleasure. Not even guilty. She is on top of pop music right now, guys. She is great. She's honestly, she's my little, every single time I have a job interview or like anything like that, like any professional event or career fair, anything like that, I played Chapel before because I have like a little superstitious thing going on. We have my one and only Tyler, the Creator album, which is a disjustice because Tyler, the Creator is one of my favorite artists of all time. I also saw him live this summer with my cousin. So fun. He is such a great performer. But yeah, this is Egoer. I don't know if I said that. Definitely my favorite album by him. We have Never Trust a Happy Love Song by Group Love on this nice little aqua-ish color. This album is just truthfully peak indie summer high school bops. You're at a house party and you're like sitting up on the ceiling talking to your hometown friends. It is such a great vibe. I absolutely love it. Everyone loves Tongue Tied, but Chloe is really great. Itching for a Photograph. It's really great. This is a newer album. This came out this year. This is Bon Iver. I always feel like I'm saying his name wrong. Bon Iver. Please don't bully me in the comments, guys. But this is his newest album, Stable Fable, and it is on the Target pressing. So one of the discs is this beautiful red color, and then the other one is just a standard black pressing. I recently have gone into his music, specifically this album is truthfully a journey. The best way I could describe this album is that, okay, the first part, just think about kind of not a rainy day, but it's kind of cold, super cloudy and whatnot. And then slowly but surely, a little hole in the sky forms where the sun can slowly peek out. And from there, it slowly turns into a beautiful, magnificent sunny day where everything's great, everything's right in the world. That is this album. That's what this album sounds like. We have Apricot Princess by Rex Orange County. I went through a insane Rex Orange County phase my junior year of high school. It's on this orange pressing. Yeah, I did see his Who Cares tour that same year with my best friend. That's such a vibe. I don't really listen to him as much anymore. I know there were some not so good allegations, which I know got dropped, but I don't know, but this album is still really great. This music, Rex Orange County's music, it just makes me feel nostalgic. So if I'm really in like that type of mood, then I bump it, but sometimes it just makes me sad because I'm like, wow, my childhood is almost over, and definitely Apricot Princess is his best work, though, I will say. And then I also have, again, used to be the biggest Rex Orange County fan. I also have Pony and Who Cares on vinyl as well. They're not physically with me right now. I let my friend borrow them, so they're not in my physical possession right now, but I also have those as well. When We Were Friends by the Backseat Lovers, one of my favorite bands. I love them so much. I saw them in concert. I feel like every single record I'm talking about, I'm like, yeah, I saw them in concert. Guys, I have a crazy concert problem, if you guys haven't noticed. Anyways, it's on this, again, Aqua pressing. Last but not least, ending off this little pop indie section, I have Mayhem by Lady Gaga on this super, super cool, like neon green / yellow pressing, which I'll have to take this one out specifically because there's an engraving on one of the sides. Oh, I guess I also forgot to mention the beginning, but I do sleeve all my records, so I'll have to find them. They're just on Amazon, just Anti-Static. I don't remember the exact brand. And then I also have sleeves for my actual records as well. Because my thought process of that is like, okay, when I'm super old, I'm gonna want to give all these records to someone, and I want them to be in really great condition, you know? Even though, is it kind of extra? 100%, I acknowledge that. You can kind of see it, the little engravings, but just as Mayhem a bunch. If you guys saw my last video, you saw that I went to Chicago, and one of the main reasons why I went to Chicago was to see Lady Gaga with my sister and one of our mutual friends. That trip, truthfully, was one of my favorite trips I've ever taken in my life. And of course, seeing Mother Monster being an absolute icon, so talented, one of the best pop stars ever. The old Lady Gaga is so amazing. I've been in a art pop phase for the last 3 months since the concert. She's truly incredible. And this is her best album very recently, since probably Joanne, or honestly art pop. Joanne was pretty good too, but just, she's great. We are next transitioning into my rock. Again, very broad term. Some of this is alternative rock, some of this is like emo rock. But starting off, I have my Radiohead collection. Absolutely love Radiohead, one of my favorite bands of all time. They have definitely expanded, and one of the reasons why my music taste is the way it is today. It was definitely one of like the first alternative bands I've ever listened to. I really hate calling them alternative. It's Radiohead, you know. Everyone knows Creep, come on. But they hold a special place in my heart, and I love Radiohead so much. I promise I'm mentally stable. I have In Rainbows, OK Computer, and probably my favorite. It changes, I feel like, every single day, but I feel like The Bends is my favorite Radiohead album. We next have Panic at the Disco. Stop. Early Panic at the Disco. Don't get it twisted. I grew up on these two albums. We have A Fever You Can't Sweat Out and Pretty Odd. Yes, Brendan Urie's a piece of shit. Yeah, Ryan Ross isn't much better either. Yes, I don't want to be annoying about it. I just really, really love the music. These albums hold a really, 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 really dear place in my heart, and I probably can sing word for word of all the songs on both of these albums. So, I felt like it was needed to have them in my collection. For which one I like better, I feel like it changes on what mood I am in my life, but I feel like overall I like Fever Can't Sweat Out better. We have now just this Beatles compilation album, except this one's really cool because it has every single or track that became #1 on the Billboard charts at some point. It's a good variety of their music. I do need to get actual Beatles albums because a lot of my favorite songs are not on here. We have Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. This album honestly just reminds me of my dad. He's a really big Pink Floyd fan. I feel like as of like the last 2 years, I've been really getting into like psychedelic rock. Like I've been listening to a lot of King Cruel, Post Animals, or Animal, obviously Pink Floyd, King Crimson. Just, I love music that makes me feel like I'm super stoned or honestly just floating in space. Perfect music for late night drives. It's my favorite thing. I'd probably say Animals is my favorite Pink Floyd album, if anyone is curious. Next we have the White Stripes, White Blood Cells. Fell in love with my girl. She's in love with the world. If you only know White Stripes from Seven Nation Army, listen to this. Come on, there's so much more than just that song. So talented, so cool. How are we feeling about the Jack White Eminem halftime show, Detroit Lions? Honestly, I thought it wasn't that bad. I thought it was fine. Last but not least, in my rock section, I have Led Zeppelin's self-titled. Love Led Zeppelin. You know, classic rock, amazing, great. I haven't listened to Led Zeppelin's full discography in a minute, so add that to the list of albums I need to listen to again. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just really great blues, rock, great vocal delivery. I mean, I feel like I don't need to really talk about why Led Zeppelin is great because it's Led Zeppelin. Okay, we are now taking a little shift and entering probably one of my favorite sections of my record collection, which is my jazz collection. I absolutely love and adore jazz. Fun fact, I used to be in a jazz band when I was in high school for 3 years. So I definitely listen to my fair share of jazz music. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite go-to records to play when I'm like cleaning or like doing homework or something. I just love it. And I really want to expand my jazz collection. But right now I just have 3, but they're big and mighty. Starting off with probably my all-time favorite jazz record of all time. It's this project with Stan Getz, one of my favorite saxophonists of all time. I'm an absolute sucker for Brazilian samba jazz, and this is exactly what this is. If you've never in your life heard Girl from Ipanema before, I want you to pause this video and go listen to it because it's so pretty. It's so great. I have so much love for this. It's so great. And then I just have a John Coltrane quartet. This is with McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, and Elvin Jones. If it wasn't obvious already, I used to play saxophone, so of course I like John Coltrane, like, duh. I also got this used at a local record store, so I think I only paid like $5 for this, and it's in great condition, so I love that because records these days are like $30, $40. That's the one thing about records, is that they're so expensive. And then last on the jazz table, we have Black Market by Weather Report. Good old jazz fusion. Love, love, love. Okay, we're now on the miscellaneous category because I don't know, I felt like none of these really fit in the other categories that I had already, and yeah, I just decided to keep it separate. Not like it really matters, but here we go. We have my favorite St. Vincent album of all time, Actor. Such an underrated album from her discography. Guys, Black Rainbow is on here. Marrow, The Bed, Laughing with a Mouthful of Blood. So peak. I love St. Vincent. We have my one and only hip hop record, which needs to be changed immediately. We have Illmatic by Nas. My cousin has a really good taste in hip hop music because that's the main thing of what he listens to, and he introduced me to Nas about a year ago, and honestly just getting into like East Side rap and hip hop has been such a joy because it's great. It's great. This album is perfection, I'd say. A perfect hip hop record front to back. We have The Scared Souls. I don't know the name of this record. I think it's just a self-titled. I spontaneously saw them with my boyfriend a couple months ago during the summer. We got free tickets through a giveaway, so instantly fell in love with them, listened to them before we went, and I actually bought this at the show. They're so great. My boyfriend actually dabbed up the lead singer because we were in the pit and he came singing. Such a great voice, by the way. Holy moly. Soul music is so great. I really want to get more into soul music. This is my one and only live album, but it is Black Country New Roads live at Busch Hall. Guys, Black Country New Road is my favorite band of all time. I know I've said a lot of these records that, oh, I love this band, it's my favorite band. Nope. Black Country New Road is my favorite. Ants from Up There is my favorite album of literally all fucking time. The fact that I don't have it on vinyl yet is actually insane. That's one of the things I'm asking for Christmas, is like they have a box set that has Isaac Wood recordings from what is it, like the Elizabeth Wood show, something, Elizabeth Hall, something like that. But Black Country New Road, amazing. Even new Black Country New Road, I still absolutely love. I love how every single album sounds completely different from one another, and some people criticize that, but I don't care. I love all of it. I love all the instrumentation, I love the songs, I love the structures, I love the melodies, I love the lyrics. Nonetheless, I love this album very near and dear to my heart. It's very underrated. I feel like I hear no one talking about this. And again, I got this when I saw them live 2 years ago. Probably the greatest day of my life. It was so good. Unfortunately, I didn't see them when they toured for their most recent tour because I was busy and I couldn't make it. But I'm happy that I've seen them live regardless, and that I have this to remember that. We have Masterpiece by Big Thief. 2 words, Adrian Laker. Come on guys, what are we doing? And then this is a recycled pressing. Actually, I got this from Vertigo Vinyl. If you guys have, they're pretty popular on TikTok, which I don't know why specifically I got this off there. I don't know. I just thought that was a little fun fact to share. I will say, I do need to re-listen to their most recent album they came out with this year, but from the couple times I've listened to it, it's not bad, but it's definitely not my favorites. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I just absolutely love Masterpiece, and I absolutely love, shoot, I can't remember the name of the album. I'll put it here. I feel like those are two flawless albums, and I don't know, but again, I need to re-listen to the one that just came out. Last but not least in this section, yeah, call me critically online, I don't care, but nonetheless, we have In an Airplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. Again, it's one of those albums that, like, it's been talked to death. I don't think any additional input is needed. Last but not least, I have my soundtracks, which I don't really collect a whole lot of soundtracks. I just have two, and they're both kind of silly and not super serious. You'll see in a second. First half, I feel myself getting bullied in the comment section as I speak, but it's season 1's Hell of a Boss soundtrack. I discovered Hell of a Boss like 3 years ago, and guys, I know the hate with Vivzy Pop. Like, yes, the writing is not very great. There's a lot of plot points that I would really, really like to change, but for some reason, I am so hooked to the stupid plot. That and the fact that the music is like good. Maybe not good, but it's like catchy. I don't know. This is definitely my guilty pleasure. I don't watch Hazbin Hotel. That I physically can't watch. But something about Hell of a Boss, I think it's a nostalgia thing, because again, I started watching it when I was in high school. At least it's on a cool ass pressing. Look at this. It's my first ever splatter pressing in my collection. Really cool. And then my last vinyl of this whole entire collection and of my soundtracks I don't have with me, because again, same reason as with the other ones, it is with my friend right now, but it is a Bluey soundtrack. Yep, the Australian cartoon. This was definitely an impulse purchase, but again, I think Bluey is one of the most incredible children's cartoons that is out there today. You know that when you see cartoons and it's pretty obvious that they are purposely trying to dumb down the material for the child. It's kind of like old SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. You know, like those older seasons when obviously it's a cartoon or whatnot, but you know, like there's content in there also for older audiences as well. Like nothing crazy, but I just think it's brilliant. I love the animation. I think it's just such a cute, wholesome show. You know, I'd be singing the theme song, you know, Mom, Dad, Bingo, Bluey. With that, that is the end of my record collection. Guys, that was so much fun getting to yap about all my music. It makes me want to go buy more. It's so bad, that's so bad. If you have any recommendations, like music recommendations based on a little glimpse of my music taste, oh my gosh, please send them my way, because I love when people recommend me music. Bye guys.